Life is a big school. We all have to learn.
Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a humble fisherman who depended on the bounties of the ocean. Little did he know that his life was about to take an extraordinary turn. Every day, the fisherman cast his net into the depths of the sea, hoping for a good catch. But on this particular day, his net yielded strange and unexpected treasures: a lifeless donkey, a pitcher filled with dirt, and shattered remnants of pottery and glass. Undeterred, the fisherman cast his net one last time, and lo and behold, he hauled up a magnificent copper jar adorned with the seal of Solomon. Overwhelmed with joy, the fisherman's heart danced with the promise of wealth. Curiosity piqued, the fisherman cautiously opened the jar with his trusty knife. To his astonishment, a swirling plume of smoke emerged, taking shape before him. It was an ifrit, a mighty and formidable Jinni. Fear coursed through the fisherman's veins, but the Jinni seemed oblivious to his presence, mistaking him for the long-departed King Solomon. Gathering his courage, the fisherman revealed to the Jinni that Solomon had long passed away, his reign confined to the annals of history. Upon hearing this news, the Jinni was overcome with relief, believing himself free from the grasp of his ancient enemy. Desperate to save his own life, the fisherman pleaded for mercy, but the Jinni remained unyielding. The fisherman, quick-witted and determined, devised a cunning plan to outwit his captor. Seizing the Jinni's vanity, the fisherman prodded him with a question. "How did you manage to fit inside this small jar?" The Jinni, eager to demonstrate his power, shrank himself and entered the jar to showcase his incredible abilities. Swift as lightning, the fisherman sealed the jar, imprisoning the Jinni once again, and dangled it above the rolling waves. With a firm grip on the Jinni's fate, he warned of tossing the jar back into the depths from whence it came. The trapped Jinni, his freedom hanging in the balance, pleaded for mercy. Sensing an opportunity, the fisherman began to narrate the tale of the vizier and the sage Duban, a story of moral lessons and consequences that could have spared him from his current predicament. Moved by the fisherman's storytelling prowess, the Jinni offered a deal: his freedom in exchange for aiding the fisherman. Seeing a glimmer of hope, the fisherman accepted the Jinni's bargain, releasing him from his confinement. True to his word, the Jinni guided the fisherman to a mystical pond brimming with exotic fish, shimmering like jewels beneath the water's surface. With his newfound knowledge, the fisherman cast his net into the pond, capturing 4 extraordinary fish. Fish with the power to answer any question posed to them. Presenting the enchanted fish to the Sultan, the fisherman unveiled their extraordinary abilities. As each fish, when fried, transformed into a person capable of answering any question asked. The Sultan, intrigued by the fisherman's tale, ventured to the pond, where he discovered a young man, half stone, the ensorcelled prince, trapped in a curse that befell him and his people. Once a revered ruler of his land, the prince's heart was captivated by his cousin, whom he deeply loved. But fate had a different plan in store for them. Sadly, his cousin did not reciprocate his affections. Each night, she would secretly rendezvous with a slave, leaving the prince alone and heartbroken. Unbeknownst to him, his beloved would drug him and slip away from the city gates to meet her illicit lover. One fateful night, a revelation shook the prince to his core. Overhearing a conversation among his slave girls, he discovered his cousin's betrayal. Consumed by rage and driven by a desire for justice, the prince followed his wife into the night, determined to confront the slave and put an end to their forbidden trysts. In the darkness, the prince engaged in a deadly confrontation with the slave. Though he managed to wound him, his vengeance remained incomplete, and he retreated, haunted by the consequences of his actions. Overwhelmed by grief, his wife spent the following years in mourning, constructing a tomb for her presumed deceased lover. But the prince's patience wore thin, and in a moment of frustration, he uttered words that would seal his fate. Realizing his role in the slave's disappearance, his wife, consumed by fury and despair, cursed the prince and the entire city. In an instant, the prince's form was transformed, his body becoming half stone, while the inhabitants of the kingdom were transmuted into helpless fish, doomed to dwell in a vast, enchanted pond. Listening to the prince's tale of love, betrayal, and tragic transformation, the Sultan felt a deep empathy for his newfound friend. Determined to right the wrongs and break the curse that held the prince and his people captive, the Sultan pledged his support. Fueled by compassion and a desire to right the wrongs, the Sultan vowed to help the prince seek revenge against those who had wronged him and break the curse that held him captive. In the aftermath of their heroic quest, bonds were formed that would endure for a lifetime. The fisherman's son, rewarded for his father's bravery, was appointed as the Sultan's treasurer, while the Sultan and the prince found love and happiness by marrying the fisherman's two beautiful daughters. This story teaches us the power of kindness and compassion.